Snehadan is located in Bangalore. And before I get into the details of the project, I just want to tell a little bit about what makes this project special. We have focused here on three main verticals. One is the community that the project is serving. The second is the built environment. We've tried to make it sit as lightly on the planet as possible. And the third is the budget. We had a very, very tight budget of 20 lakhs for a built-up area of 1,800 square feet. This slide shows you the urban fabric where the site is located. So the highlighted portion is the entire Snehadan campus. It's about 10 acres. There are different components to this campus, which is the 50-bed hospice, the location where the staff stay, the staff and the priests who take care of the people stay. There's a small school as well, serving some destitute children in the area, also who are HIV. So none of these buildings have been designed by Masons Inc. What is in our intervention today is this little L shape that you see here tucked away within the trees. That it will be the focus of the presentation today. The Vocational Training Center gives them the vocation of how to make candles. The different requirements were divided into three main blocks. Blocks A and B are being highlighted now, and the bigger block is the actual workshop for the candle making unit. All these are centered around one beautiful tree that was already on the site, and we were able to not cut any of the trees on site, providing a beautiful canopy on top of the project. The other thing that was of benefit to us was that the longer span of the site was facing north. So the workshop unit, we spanned in such a way that it was east-west, so we could optimize on that beautiful natural light into the main candle making workshop. And most of our glass and facade was focused onto that north facade. The different uses are now being highlighted here: a hall, display area, and the candle making workshop itself with some toilets tucked away. So in terms of access, the entire unit had to be wheelchair accessible, which is done by a ramp, and a continuous external veranda, which connects the other spaces. We have a little courtyard in the middle as well, which acts as a breakout space between the different uses. The sloping roof format was selected for budget reasons and also to bring in maximum sunlight. The other thing that we've achieved is a modular kind of framework. This also helped a lot in controlling the budget. So you have the smaller units, which are a single module, and the larger unit, all we did was to expand that 2 times and make a larger space for the candle making workshop. Now, since you've been oriented in a 3-dimensional format, I'll just take you through the plan and the circulation spaces once more. So this is the ramp. It first leads you to an external veranda, a semi-open veranda. First, the visitors are taken to the multipurpose hall where they're spoken about and created awareness about people living with HIV and the disease itself. After this, the visitors are then taken to the candle making unit where they understand how the candles are made, and later in the display space, they can buy the products. There's a little store here which is directly connected to the workshop itself. So as you can see, it's a very simple plan. The toilets are tucked away to the side. So there's no fuss. It's just a very simple, straightforward plan that helps with clarity in terms of design and also controlling the budget again. And as I said earlier, the total built up is 1,800 square feet, and we were able to achieve a construction cost of 1,100 rupees per square foot. Moving on. These are the elevations. So again, if you notice, you must be wondering why the bottom half is so blocky and visually disconnected. This was a specific requirement from the client to have maximum privacy in the spaces inside. Through the images, I'll show you how we've achieved that. The openings are all focused at the top level. What we've also done is, if you've noticed in the pictures, it's a beautiful green pocket that was there on that 10-acre site. So what we've done is we've done these little openings that frame the outside and really help connect with the nature, even if you're inside the buildings. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about the community. So as we all know, people living with HIV are most of the time in society ostracized and not integrated well. So what the Sneha Trust is doing is exactly trying to break this. So when we got this project, we thought, as architects, how do we then answer this question, or fight this image that people have about people living with HIV? So through our building, we integrated the community into the design, not only the design process, but also the actual construction process. So a lot of the priests who cater to the people here, as well as the people themselves, came together and built some of the blocks. So in terms of materiality, we used compressed stabilized earth blocks, and they all came together on multiple days, and even our team was on site building the blocks together. So what essentially this does is it creates a better sense of belonging to the building, and they have an added vocation to their existing skill set, and overall it just creates this beautiful ecosystem that helps community building and interaction between the different stakeholders of this particular project. Moving on, just to talk a little bit about the materiality. If you've noticed, we've kept the material palette very, very simple. So the main material here is we've used mud blocks, which are compressed and built on site. The mud is also sourced from site itself. So essentially what this does is, one, it reduces cost by a lot, because we're using the majority volume of material, we've got it from site and we've processed it on site itself. The second one is the eco-friendly nature of the material, where it gives you enough thermal mass to give a very, very pleasant indoor temperature throughout the year. Here we have, again, as I was talking about, the bottom half being quite massy and blocked off. As you can see here, so what we've done is we've kept the windows very narrow, about 2 feet wide, and the strips along the facade, creating this beautiful kind of pattern that happens. And we've kept the top part, we've continued the louvers on top, and there are a lot of openings that connect the outside to the inside, but at a higher level. So this gives you that privacy that the client needed. The other thing that the client also required was a lot of wall area at the bottom place, so that they can stack their shelves and the furniture against these walls. So that's another reason, and this was the design response to that particular requirement put forth by the client. Here are some internal shots. So you can see the equipment is just being set up at this point. You have these louvers at the bottom continuing to the top, and you have a lot of glass happening at the top level itself. What this then does is it brings the light deeper into the space. And here are some pictures of the construction of those windows itself. Talking about the materiality of the windows,
2 minutes left.
Wood, which is again an upcycled material. And again, the material palette is very, very simple. So very few materials, but in my opinion, still creating that interest in the simplicity that there is. Moving on to the climate responsiveness, we have a continuous draft going through the building, having good cross ventilation, and also these openings on top let the hot air escape very well as well. Plus, the openings on the higher level really helps you connect with the green canopy on top. Just a little bit more about the skin of the building. Again, very, very simple. The roof are Mangalore tiles mounted on steel girders, MS girders. And we have the pine wood or the crate wood louvers that we've created here, which continues at the bottom as well. Here are some images of the people using the space. Here you can see some of the people who were the block makers have now adorned their priestly attire and have switched their vocations quite beautifully. And here you can see the people sitting in the space and making the candles and doing the little added intricacies onto those candles. Some more images of the materials here. So these are some of the display windows that are used in the storefront. Where they can, the products are placed here, and visitors who come can buy the products from the building itself. So one thing I just want to end this presentation by saying that when we are good to nature, nature is really good to us. So we have respected the tree canopy on site, and what it's left us with is this beautiful ambience, a very welcoming building, and generally it just rewards you back in so many different ways.